Hey, good evening, everyone. So today we will have a hands-on on XMind. Means in XMind we will create our data model. So that how to create that I will show you, and then later we will do some hands-on on Node.Js. From this week onwards, we are supposed to start React.js. So what is the but I have made a decision that I'm keeping a hold for a week because I think there are a lot of backlog that we have to clear. Some of you have to complete the weather assignment, and some of you have not even started with Node.js and all. So we will clear the backlog in this week, and from this week onwards we will start working on our final year on sorry the final project. And so today what I will show you how to use XMind. XMind is a tool that we normally use to do the mind maps. Means where how we define the data model of our applications. Okay, so that is the purpose of XMind. So I will show you today how to use XMind, and apart from that I will show you a basic Node.js application. So using that application you can create new APIs and all. Okay, so that part also I would, so mostly the last four sessions I did only on the knowledge sessions where I have introduced you to some new topics. But today I will give you some sort of hands-on. That's why the session title is not introduction to something. So basically some sort of hands-on on XMind or Node.js, right? So let's start today's session. I think okay, 26 people joined. Great. So we will start the session. So first, updates on the internship. Yes, we have given one weekly. The last week we have given one assessment test. I think 40 submissions we have received. Fine. See if anyone has faced any problems. Some of you are facing problems regarding that the access code related issues. So if you still have someone who missed this the session, then you can ask. Okay, so we will try to find a window for you. So by that time you can complete that assignment and start and submit it. And later on the weekly assessment, okay, that is done, the weekly assignment. And that part, so I asked you to start with the UI phase of these of your final project. But if you haven't started yet, that is fine. So today in this week we have time to work on that part. All right, so in this week we will create APIs, and so I will define the task whatever you have to do in this week, right? So that I will define. So these are all updates. So but the what I like to means share with all of you is that the participation, I think you are not doing the things more actively like you were doing 2 weeks back. Okay, so the participation level has decreased a bit. So it is expected that it will come down a little bit, because I think some of you have exams and all, and the campus drive is going on. So, but okay. So even after that, if you can give at least 2 hours of time every day for this internship, that would be better for us also to assess the activity of you. Okay, so that is all about the internships updates. And so next we will not waste much time. We will start with XMind. So anyone downloaded XMind in your system? I have asked to download and install XMind in last live session. So anyone completed that part? Anyone who downloaded XMind and installed in your system? Because today I will show you how to work with XMind. Anyone else? Only one download. Okay, so there are, I think, 20, 27, 28 of you. So if you are using Windows, Linux, Mac, whatever OS you are using, okay, so XMind is available for free. You can go and download any the free version that they have, though they have a pro version, but that is not required for designing these basic data models. Okay, so you go to XMind's website and download this piece of software, and you install in your system. So I will show you how you can create your data model. Okay, so XMind is a mind mapping tool. So what it does, say you have a project idea. So at very initial stage, you need to do the first stage. What you have to gather the requirements, right? So what are the requirements of the system that you're going to have? Then after gathering the requirements, you share the requirements with your teams, with your customers, or your partners that you are integrating the software. So you share with them. So once that requirements gathering stage part is complete, Then the next phase comes is to uh, actually develop the software, right? So whenever you are going to develop one software, so the step one, so you can note it down. So step one is that you have to design the data model. What is data model? Data model means the models or the entities that your software is going to have. Okay, so you have to create some sort of a mind map, so mapping for of those entities, so how the entities are related, so how one entity is related to other entities. Okay, so for that you need a data model. So that whole thing we will do in the XMind tool. Okay, so we will use this popular mind mapping tool to gather the requirements gather project requirements. Then we will create data models for the project. Okay, so I will share my screen. So let me share my XMind. You can see it, right? So let's take one use case. So we will do a mind mapping for this Flipkart clone. Okay, so now tell me, so in Flipkart's problem statement, what could be the name of the entities? Entities means the real world entities means, or the resources. Okay, what could be the name of them? Anyone can say what could be the entities in a Flipkart application? Entities, it can be accounts, it can be the anything, account, product, book, uh, a wish list, user, seller. Yes, everything is entity, right? So I will delete this thing first. So say I am creating a data model for Flipkart. Okay, so the first entity, as Kaushik has mentioned, the first entity is a product, right? Product is an entity. Now, what are the attributes this product can have? The first one is product will have ID, right? What are the attributes this product can have in, say, in Flipkart application? What are the attributes this product can have? Product can have name, right? What else? Product can have sorry, name, category. Fine. And then product can have description, right? Fine. Then product can have say MRP price, right? Then product can have say sell price. Then name of the seller, right? So this is how you define the attributes of one model. So this list can go on and on. Say it can also have, say, uh, current stock. You can also add, say, whether it is in stock. Now inside that you can also define, say it is of type boolean, means it is of type, say, true or false, something like that. So it is of type integer. Name is of type string, right? So description is of type, say, string. So MRP is of type float. Same goes for, say, string. Current stock is integer, because stocks normally is in integer numbers. Okay, fine. So this is few basic attributes this product can have. Is it clear? So this is how you can create, you can write down your model, and then you can name all the attributes your model have, right? Understood, as everyone? Is it clear? Like that you have to do for your project also. So those who are using, those who are developing the pharmacy clone, they have to similarly they have to map the product model. Those who are working on Airbnb, they have to map the property model. So property can have name, the address, the location, they maybe it can have a latitude, longitude also, right? And similarly, say those who are working on LinkedIn, so LinkedIn, there is an account has a name, account has an email ID, account has an account username, and then there are other details are available, right? Then those who are working in Cowin, they have accounts. In account, there are multiple members. Every member can have other number, every member can have their mobile number, their name and all, right? So these details are there. Fine. So this is how you map your model. This is one entity like product. Okay, so now Now let's say every product has reviews, right? Every product has reviews, right? So we will create another model here, say product review. So now this product review will have a, so first, what should be, so how we would link this, say you were creating table in say MySQL or PostgreSQL, okay, or in MongoDB. So now how you would relate these two entities? Say it is you are working in a RDBMS like PostgreSQL or MySQL, okay. So what attribute, what attribute this product review should have, through which I can link product with product review? What attribute this product review should have? It's ID, right? That means it should have a product ID, right? This is a foreign key to this table. So this ID in the database is similar to this product ID. Okay, so even every review would have its own ID. Then review would have a title, then a description, then it can have, say it can have a rating, right, in between 0 to 5. So similarly, product ID, you can define, you can say it is a foreign key, then it is of type integer, title is of type string, description is of type string, rating is in between 0 to 5. So let's say it is an integer, right? So now the cool thing with XMind is that we can add relations in between them. So now say every product, how many reviews every product can have? How many reviews every product can have? 1, 0, or what? More than one, right? So every product can have any number of reviews, right? So we can define the relations in between two entities here. So I will click this one. So then I will click the relationship. Then I will just point it here. So now here I can define the relationship. Say it has many. So product has many product reviews. So I can adjust it accordingly if you want. It is yes. So now product has many product reviews. So if you want, you can have another panel here. You can give a new color and all that thing is available here. So for line, say I'm adding this color, this blue color. Okay, maybe it is not properly visible. I will use this color. Where is it? The line. Yes. Yes. So product has many product reviews. Fine, understood. Any confusion here? Any confusion here? So how I am modeling the database here? Any confusion, anyone? Is it clear? If it is clear, then type clear in the chat. This is something nobody, I think, is going to teach you. Okay, this is something which we use in production grade application, right? Okay, great. So now let's say how many category of products you can have. Product category, say in Flipkart, how many product categories are there? So name the product categories. Write down the product categories that you see normally on electronics, right? What else? What else you see on Flipkart? Clothes. Okay, so 9 categories. Fashion. Okay, that means there should be one category model, right? Here, category. So inside category, we'll have an ID. Then we will have a category name. right? We will have a category name. So inside this category table, we can add categories like it is a fashion, it is electronics, mobiles, home appliances, kitchen appliances, books, and all. So that those things we can add, right? So now one category can have how many product and category can have how many product one category can have n number, right? So similar thing we will do here. So we will add a relationship in between category and product. Okay, so for category we will add relationship. So category has many, say, products. Okay, so you can adjust the line, you can change its position also. Everything is freely available here. So you can you're free to do whatever changes you need in the layout. Fine. So I will again change its color to this blue. Okay, great. So in product model, what I will do, so I will change this category to say category ID. So this is going to be a, sorry, a foreign key to the category table. So similarly, we can do similar things with sorry, we can do similar things with the seller as well. So seller, so one seller can sell multiple products, right? So we'll add a seller here. Seller has an ID, seller has a name. So seller also has a rating. So rating, it is in integer. Okay, here I have not defined it. It's type string. The name is in string, right? So now one seller can sell multiple products, right? Similarly, one product can also belong to multiple seller also, right? You see multiple seller options are there. In Amazon also, you will see there are multiple sellers who are selling some the same product, right? So one product can have multiple seller, one seller can have multiple products, right? So that means we cannot add a seller ID here because this product is getting sold by, say, RetailNet. It can be also sold by Omni Tech Retail or something like that they have. Okay, so that we cannot do. So we will remove this seller property from here. So what we will do, we will add an intermediate table. Okay, so we'll add an intermediate model, say seller product. So what this intermediate model would have, it would have a seller ID. It would similarly would have a product ID. Okay, so wait for it. So let me define the relations, then you will understand. So now this is a join table that I am having. So in between seller and in between the product. Okay, so seller. Okay, so whenever a product is getting listed, then seller can list, say, I am selling this product. So when they will say that, in this table one entry will get created. Okay, so now what will happen, so how I can relate these two things. So the thing, it will work like this. So seller, uh, I would like I will write the relation here, has many products through seller products. Okay, so this is something I think you have learned in your database sessions or in your college. So if you haven't, then I think you should go and check out the details, how you can, so how the join table works. So what I am saying is seller has many products through this model. So in this model, we have the seller ID and the product ID. Okay, so that's how we are relating these two things. Similarly, we can say product has many sellers through the seller product table. Okay, so we can add similar relations in between the product and the seller also. So similar thing we will add here. We will add, say, product has many sellers through seller products. Okay, so this is another relation that we can add. Okay, so this is how you map the relations in between the two entities. Okay, so is it good, is it a good tool to map all the entities? So because once you have the entities clearly documented in your xmind file, then it will be easier so to start the development. So I am asking all of you to document your entities first. So here you list down all the entities. So after listing down, you share that in the document this xmind file with us. So what you can do is you can go to xmind, you can export this document as a png. Okay, I will export it. Okay, so in desktop I will save it. Let me open this one. Where is it? uh, Flipkart clone. Yes, so as you can see here, so after exporting, so I've got an image. Okay, so you can share this image with us, or also you can save this file with .xmind extension. So there is option called save as. So save. So if you would like to save it, then you can do it. uh, so with .xmind extension, you can send that file or share the file with us. We will review it and we will guide you. So whether if you need any improvement or if there is any suggestion, then we will give it to you. Fine. So is this tool helpful, everyone, to map the relations in between entities? Okay. So this will make your development a lot easier, because if your entities are modeled here properly. Okay, so because the relations here are properly defined, the foreign keys are properly defined. Okay, the unique IDs, you can define it here. So you can add n level of, say, like that with the tab. With you can add n level of added details that you can add here for any entities. Okay, so and using relationships, you can add this thing with you can add relations in between two entities. Okay, and there are more other use cases. You just start with this one. You just start exploring xmind, then I will tell you what else you can do with this great tool. Okay, so there are some certain other libraries are there. So sorry, so certain other designs are there, which you can see. This is the default one I'm using. And there are different other, like a flowchart like a UI is there, and then there is a tree like UI is there. So there are a lot of formats that is available here. You can use any of them, but I would recommend you go with these basic ones, like the first two or three, whatever they have given here. And you can also change the color schemes and all. Okay, that you can change it from here. So that you do, that is the that is the fun tool that you do play around. Okay, so this is it. This is about the Flipkart clone. Okay, so I have tried to define few of the models or few of the entities. But in the complex application like Flipkart, there are, I think, hundreds of models. But let's not get confused. Say I have to model the 100 entities at once. So you start with modeling the few basic entities that you need, like product. Okay, like category. Okay, seller is something, I think you can skip that part for now. Okay, if you want. Category is something you should have. Product is something you should have. Then you should have a user account. That part is necessary, because to create one new product, sorry, to create a new account, to place a new order, you have to have an account. Then order is something which you need, like order is there, and every order can have multiple order items. So for that, there would be order item model. So you can add relationships in between two. Okay, right? So in order item, what are the properties we will have in order item? In order item, what are the properties we can have? Order item ID, yes, fine. What else? Order item has a product ID, means I'm making order for some certain for multiple items, right? So in my order I can add one mobile phone, I can add one laptop, right? So product ID, it can have, similarly it can have the quantity, right? So quantity is important. Sorry, quantity is important. So how many quantity I'm ordering? So address, you were saying, Mayank, address will go with the order, right? Because in your order you have, say, order ID is there, order address is there. Inside order you should have a user ID, and if you have you should have a user model, right? So means who is placing the order, that you have to identify. For that you need a user ID there. Then there is a address is required. Okay, so inside order, then there should be, say, order total, something like that, order total amount, right? Yes, payment method. Okay, payment method, this detail should have, but every order should have multiple items. Okay, so in between order and order item, order has many order items. Okay, fine. Order has many order items. Is it clear? So this is how you would do that. Okay, so you try to model your based on your what I'd say, your problem statement or the project that I have given to you. Okay, so if you face any problem, you come back to us. I will try to resolve it. The coaches are there. They will hear. They will see. They will check your problems, and you can also come to me, and then I will review your XMind file, and I'll get back to you in time. Right? This is about the XMind. Anyone has any question? You can raise the question. So I'll wait for a minute. Then I will start with the Node.js part, hands-on with Node.js. So I'll show you how you can create your first API. Anyone here, any question regarding XMind and all? Okay, and another thing I mentioned. So as you can see, this product ID is used in order item. That means it is a foreign key. I can also say this order item, it belongs to one product because it has a product ID in it. Okay, so I can add a reverse relation in between them, in between the order item and the product. Reverse relation will be something like say yes, it belongs to a product. Okay, so order item belongs to a product because there is a product ID here inside. Okay, fine. So anyone has any question? Anyone else has any question regarding this tool? So are you confident about it? If you're confident about building your data model, then type confident. Yes, then I will know, yes, you will be able to do that on your own. Not confident? Are you confident about building your own data model? Yes, great, great. Yes, yes, fine, fine. Okay, okay then. So let me get back to my slide. Let me minimize this thing. Where is my slide? Yes. So data model that I have created just now. So next we will do a hands-on with Node.js. So who has created an API on Node.js? A basic API. Anyone created any API in Node.js? No. Okay, fine. Anyone? Somik is saying yes. Okay, fine. Okay, Ankit is saying yes from tutorials. Fine, Ankit, no issues. That is great. Anyone? If you have not started, then this is for you. If you have not started, then this part is for you. Okay, because in this week our main target is to work with Node.js more. So I'm giving more time to Node.js because I want you to be, at least you should create your own API. So that time I'm giving you in this week. That's why I'm not starting the React.js in this week. So that's why I want to stress more on this Node.js part, on the data model part, or the MongoDB part. So how you will relate the two entities in Node.js, so in or in MongoDB, so that we would define here. So fine. So are you ready to start with the creating your first API on Node.js? So in your system, you can also follow the steps. Okay. So I will show you how you can create your own server. You can write your own server, your own first Node.js server. Then you can create your first Node.js API. Okay. So then I will show you how to use Postman. Then I will show you how to connect with Node.js and MongoDB. If you have installed MongoDB in your system, so then I will show you how we can connect in between two. Right? So are you ready for that? Are your code editor ready or a terminal ready for coding? Yes. Okay, great. And as others, are you ready? Why are you so silent today? Yes. Okay. Kit is saying ready. Okay, great. Great. Fine. So so we'll start. First I will show you my screen. Okay, so ready, fine. Is it visible? Is my terminal visible? Okay, I have to skip. uh, okay, fine. Where is it? It is here. Fine. So you open your terminal or any workspace wherever you're working. So there I will create one project, sorry, or create one folder. So what is the command for creating one folder in Linux? Mkdir, right? Mkdir. So I will create the Flipkart clone. So those who are from other projects, so don't worry. So I will guide you for you also. So but for today's example, I am taking the Flipkart because there I will create one basic product. Okay. So I will create a Flipkart clone, Flipkart clone API. So I would name the project. So this is an empty folder. So I would go inside this folder, Flipkart clone, say API. So I'm inside the folder. I'm inside the folder, right? So let's clean it. Okay, fine. So I have just created one folder and I'm inside the folder. So now I would open this folder in my editor. Okay. So uh, and this is my screen. This is an empty folder. So here I will create one file called server.js. This is the empty file that I'm creating. Means this is our root folder. This is where we will keep our Node.js code. Okay, so this is ready. So I have created one empty folder. Then I have created one single file called server.js, which is empty right now. There is nothing that I'm going to write here. Okay, so then I will again go back to my terminal. Here I will install a few packages. So to do that, I will use npm I minus save express. So I would install express in this project. Okay, so I for install. So you can also use npm install save express. Oh, okay. No, sorry. Before that, you have to run another command called npm init. Okay, that would initialize a empty node project. Okay, so once you do npm init, so it will ask you a few questions. So what is the package name? So they are giving the default one. Say it is a Flipkart clone API. I will keep it. I will hit enter. Then the version is 1.0, sorry, 1.0.0 is fine. Next, the description I would add, say Flipkart clone app API. Entry point means what is the entry point server. So I'm saying that the same server JS file that I have created just now. So I'm saying that is my entry point for this application. So test command is nothing. So I'm not giving any Git repository right now. Keywords is nothing. Author, I'm giving my name, Abhishek Jana. License, okay. So now, as you can see, it is saying we are about to write to this file. So inside this Flipkart clone API, it is saying it will create one package.json file with the following content. So this is a simple JSON file where they are defining the name of the project, the version, the description, what is the main file, and they have added few scripts here and the author name and the license information that they have added. Now it is asking, is it okay? So it is yes, fine, it is okay. So now they have created a bunch of code. So if I go back to my editor once again, so there I will be able to see the package.json file is here. Okay. So now after that, what I can do is that I can run npm install. So what it will do, so it will install any packages that my application requires. It will install that. Right now there is nothing, but for this application, whatever I said that I will create one basic server. Okay, for that what I will do is that I will add one project called npm install minus minus save. Sorry, can I see? Okay, I will install express. So npm install minus minus or dash dash save express. So this process may take some time. It's installed. Okay. So as you can see, there is one new, okay, I think it will be clear for you now. So there we have a new attribute called dependencies. Inside dependencies, they have added express. Okay. And they have added one version number. Okay. That means this project of ours requires one dependency called express. So express is a, so anyone knows what is express? What is express? Anyone? Anyone? What is express? It's a Node.js framework. Okay, so it is a framework that is built around Node.js. Okay, so this is what express. So it gives us a basic server that we can use. So express is installed. Next I will go back to my server.js file. So now here we will write our code. So, and everyone done till this part? Done till this part? Yes. So others? Yes, great, right? What about others? Till this part complete? So we have installed, so we have initialized a new node project. Then you have you have installed express in your application, and then you can see there is one folder called node modules. So inside this node modules folder, so there you will have all the list of all packages that this project requires. They have installed it here. So normally if you are using Git, in that case you have to keep these node modules in git ignore, means you should not commit this folder to your Git repository, right? So this is it. So now it's time to create our first express server. Okay, so to do that we will start with importing few so we'll start with importing few packages. Okay, so first package would be, I will define one constant called express equals require express. So I'm uh, defining one variable called express, so where I am loading the express library that I have just now installed. Okay, so now here I will define my application. So using this express, I will create one application. Const app equals express. Okay, fine. So till this part, everyone completed? Now I will create one route for our application. Okay, What route we will create? We will create, say, app.get, say, slash route, means say our server is running in localhost 3000. If someone hits that URL, then what that user will get. So this is something. So get is the method that user will use to access our resource. So I'm saying if someone gets, if someone request for get request, then what they will get. So there is a callback function which we have to, which this application, this Express application gives. So that has two arguments. The first one is a request, and the second one is the response. Okay, so in this we will say response. So if someone requests for this slash, then they respond with, so response dot, they have a method called send. So what we will send, say we can say uh, hello world. Okay, so I have defined one application. So I have imported Express here. I have defined one application. Then I am saying I have defined one route here. So, or you can say define routes, or sorry, or pages. Okay. Now we have to define the server. Okay. So where our server will run. Okay. So start server. To do that, we will use app.listen. So there is a function in Express called app.listen, means where our application would listen to. So I would say the first argument is the port number, which we have to supply here. So I'm saying our application will run on port 3000, and then there is a function. Then again, there is a callback function that they have given. So here we can write, say, console dot log, say server, say Flipkart clone server running at 3000, right? Till this part, everyone complete. So I have imported Express. Okay, this is something I think it got added automatically. I will remove this part. I have defined my application. Then I have created one route, and then I'm saying I'm starting one server on the port 3000. And once the server starts, there is a callback function which says that Flipkart clone server running at say port 3000, right? So till this part, everyone complete? Completed. Great. Fine. So we will start our server. Okay. So we will start our server. So to do that, there is a command. So if you can see, there is a script tag inside this package.json. There you can see there is a start command. So to start that, to start this server, they are saying execute this command, node server.js. So I will copy this command. I will go back to my terminal here. So I've cleared this terminal. I will execute this command. It is saying Flipkart clone server running at port 3000. Okay, so now I will go back to my browser. Here I will type for 3000. As you can see, I'm getting the hello world message here. This is a simple string. I'm passing it here. So if you don't want, if you want an object, you can also pass object here, like say, I would say ping. Okay, so now you'd see, so every time you did some changes, right? You remove this hello world, but it is not reflecting automatically. So you have to do, we have to restart your server again to see the changes. As you can see, to see the changes. But we have another tool called Nodemon. So that is one package that you can install in your system. Globally, you should install it using the command called npm install --Nodemon. So I'm sharing this command on the chat. You can install this Nodemon package on your system. What it will do, it will look for the changes in your file. So while you are working on any project, so every time you do some changes, it is very, I mean, it is not a good way to restart every time the server, then you can see the changes, right? This is a very cumbersome process. So this is a hectic process. To avoid that, you need to install this Nodemon in your app, in your system. So -g means you are installing it globally. So if you create any other application, so that in that time also Nodemon will work. Okay, so now the similar thing we will do is that we will stop this server here. We will start it with Nodemon. For that, I will say Nodemon server.js. Now you will see starting Node.js at port 3000. This thing is working. But if I do any changes here, so again, in case of ping, so I would say hello world. Now I can see it is restarting. It is saying Nodemon restarting due to changes, starting again the server. Again, it is executing the same command, the Flipkart clone server running at port 3000. Okay, so if you go back to your browser, if you refresh, so there is no need to restart again and again. So Nodemon is listening to your changes, or it is viewing all the changes that you are doing in the files, and is restarting the or reloading the server, you can see, right? So is it good to have Nodemon in your system? Okay, okay, great. So this is how you created your first API, right? This is responding in JSON. The JSON response is coming in this case. I have an extension installed in my system. That's why it is showing the JSON in a very pretty format. So this is a raw format, and this is a pretty JSON format. Okay, you can add the same extension in your Chrome browser if you want to see a JSON response in your browser. So I'm getting a ping pong response. Fine. So now till this part is everyone is ready. So you can add more such routes here. Say this one is app slash is you have defined. You can define another route. Say I will just clone it here. Say app hello. Okay. So here you can say I will change it to ping pong, and for slash hello it will say hello world. Okay. So sorry, ping pong, it is coming. And if I give slash hello, then you can see this route is there. So I have just defined one route here. Okay, so this is how you define route in Node.js. Fine. So till this part, anyone has any confusion, then you can unmute yourself and ask, and later we will move on to the MongoDB part. So there I will show you how you can add MongoDB to your project. Anyone, any confusion here till this part? Should I move on to the next section with MongoDB? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, great. Okay, great. So Express application is running properly in port 3000. Now we will add support for MongoDB. So to do that, I will just for now, I will stop my server. I will install few more packages. So npm install --save mongoose. So mongoose is you can say it's a library that is available, okay, for us to connect in between Node.js application and the MongoDB database. Okay, you can say it is a database driver also, you can say that. So this is one live package that you need. Okay, mongoose. Then second packages you need is the body parser. Okay, so you need to add these two modules here in your application. One is mongoose, another thing is the body parser. Okay, so once you have completed the installation, so it will take some time to complete this installation. After that, um, oh, it is done properly. So now I will go back to my okay, so in package.json you can see these dependencies came here automatically. Mongoose is here, version 6.0.6, and body parser is there. Body parser is required to parse. So whenever we will create, say in this application, we will create one product. Okay, here we will define the product model, and then after defining the model, through our API, we will create one product. Okay, so when this body parser is required to parse the body, okay, the request body. Okay, so we say we are sending the request in JSON format, and to parse that, we need this body parser library. Okay, so I will show you that. So how to use body parser. So now again, you go back to your server.js file. So there you need to include few libraries, few other libraries as well. So like similarly, we imported this express. Similarly, we'll do that. Say const body parser is require body parser. Similarly, we will do that for mongoose. We'll import mongoose. Fine, mongoose is imported. So now so I have my applications defined. Now here I will use the body parser. So there are a few configurations that you need to define whenever you are importing body parser. This is mostly fixed. So I would say my application to use the body parser library to parse the JSON. Okay, this is one thing that you have to do. This is a standard one, so there is no changes you have to do. Second, I would use body parsers URL encoded. There is another function, URL encoded. So I would say I would use it, and there is one option that I have to pass, that is extended false. Okay, so this is something that you have to pass. So these two things are mostly it is a fixed one, so you can type it once. There is no you don't have to think about it, what is this and all. Okay, so I'm pasting it in the chat window, so we can pick it from here. Okay, so first I'm saying I'm using the body parser. I'm using the JSON format, then I'm using the URL encoded, that thing. Okay, so this is it. So now, so body parser is used. So second thing is the mongoose. So we have to establish the connection in between our application and the MongoDB database. In order to do that, so I would say uh, sorry. Okay, so I have to establish the database connection. To do that, what I will do, say establish. So I would add a comment here, establish DB connection. Okay, so how to do that? Say const db equals. So I will use this library. Okay, so there is a connect method. So here I have to pass one connection string. So connection string for MongoDB is pretty standard. So there you have to define at which host your application, or your database, your MongoDB database is running. That you have to define. Then you have to define the database name. So to do that, I will use I will pass a simple string called MongoDB colon double slash. Then it is in my local system, localhost colon. This MongoDB server is running at the port 27017. So mostly this is standard. So I think in your system also it is running in the same port if you have installed MongoDB. Okay, then I will add what is my database name. So database name is, say, Flipkart clone. Okay, this is my database name. Fine. So I have defined my database connection here. Is it fine? So everybody did till this part. So you can also copy. You can move this part down here also. So I have defined the application. I have used the body parser. I have established the database connection. All right. I'm sharing the string in the chat. You can pick it from here. and this is the string for establishing the connection. Okay, this is the connection string that you have to pass. So till this part it is complete, understood, no confusion. Then I will define our product model. Okay, so to do that, I will create one folder here. So in our primary application, there I will add one folder called src. So inside src, I will create a new folder called say models. So inside models, I will create one model called product.js. Okay, this is where we will define our model, which we have created in our XMind. So in our XMind, we have defined our product, right? So we will create our product model here. Fine. Is it fine, everybody? Should I move on to the product model? So this server.js part is complete for you. Is it complete? Yes. Okay. So I will go back to the product model. So here what I will do is that I will define one product model here using the mongoose schema. Schema is something, so you can say it is a structure of a collection, okay, or a document. Okay. So mongo, so to in order to do that, I will import mongoose here, like I have done here. So I will just copy this line from here to here. So const mongoose is equal to, I'm requiring the mongoose here in this project. So in from the mongoose, I'm taking the schema. So they have one function called schema, so which we can use to define one schema. So I'm taking the schema object from sorry, the schema function that is defined inside this mongoose library. Okay, so this is a ES6 syntax. So you can also write it something like const schema equals mongoose dot mongoose dot schema, something like that you can write. But it is not a good practice nowadays. This is the ES6 syntax, so through which you can import multiple other dependencies also, or functions that you want to use. Okay, that means I'm using this schema property or the function that is defined in this mongoose library. I'm using it here. Okay, so now here what I will do, I will define my product schema. So I will define a constant called product schema. So I will use this one, new schema. So this expects one object. So object means, so what are the properties that my schema would have? So from here, say from XMind, I will pick my product has name, right? So I will say it has a name of type string. Okay. Second property is the category ID. So this is, I'm skipping this part for now. Then third is the description. Description is also a string, right? Similarly, there is a MRP price, sell price, current stock, in stock. So MRP price, sell price, current stock, in stock. So I would define this thing here. MRP price is there, it is in number, sell price is in number, current stock is in number. Then there is another thing called in stock. Okay, so in stock is something which I would say it is of type boolean. So whether the product is in stock or not, it is in boolean. Then I would say I can assign a default value to it. So if you do not pass any value, so I would say in stock it is in false, in stock is false. So by default the product is not in stock. Okay, if you add the stock, then it will come back to the stock. So our product, this is a simple constant that I have defined in using this schema, a function that they have, the mongoose has given to us. So I am saying the product const schema is new schema. Then I'm passing what are the attributes my product would have. Is it clear? Is it crystal clear, guys? The same thing that I have did on the XMind, I'm just replicating it here. Okay, so will zero also work as okay? Is it clear? No, I think Kirti, you have to define it is true or false. Okay, but I haven't tried with zero. You try with zero once, then maybe you will get it. Okay, so fine. Once it is done, then I will export this. I will export this schema from here. To do that, I will type module dot exports mongoose dot. So I would say this is one model. So I am defining one model here. So to define a model, first I have to give the name of the model. So okay, so here I am defining the name of the model. Same, I'm saying the name of the model is product. Okay, and the second thing is that I have to pass this schema. So I will pass the schema that I have created just now here. So I'm saying my model's name is product, and my schema is something which the constant that I have defined it here, right? This is it. Our product schema is ready with name, description, MRP price, sell price, current stock, in stock, Boolean value, and all, right? Fine. So our product model is ready, but it is not loaded or included in the server.js file. So it's time to do that. To do that, we will import it from okay, we will import it here. Where we will import it? Say here on the top, we will import. I would say it is, I'm defining the models here. So const product, I'm defining a name constant. This time I will require our local file, say / inside the src directory. I have models. From here I'm importing the product model. Fine. Our product model is ready. So now our product model is loaded. So now let's start the server. So to do that, I will use same Nodemon server.js command. So if I would go to the browser, so here it is running in 3000, it is running. Okay, so I will remove this hello route for now. It is not required. Ping pong is something which we will keep to check whether our application is running or not. Okay, so now here we will define our routes. Sorry, define routes to create, read, update, and delete products. Okay, so in a short, this called CRUD for create, read, update, and delete. Okay, or you can say CRUD. So define routes to CRUD products. So whenever you are defining a REST API to create a new product, the endpoint should be something like, so I will use the post method. So to create a product, you need to send it as in a post method. Okay, so I would say I would do with post. So then I have to define the path, at which path the users should send the request. So I would say it should be products. Okay, a similar thing, function, we have to define it here. Function request response 10. So our function is ready. So here we are ready to receive new request, okay, from our API consumers. Okay, so here inside this, we will use this product schema or the product model that we have defined. We will use this product model to create our first product. Okay, fine. So now I will open my XMind tool. So from my XMind tool, so let's say I would create a new product. Okay, so to do that, I have to send a post request from here. So my XMind is visible, guys, everyone. My XMind is visible. Is it visible now? Yes. Okay. It is visible now. Is it visible now? The XMind is visible now. Sorry, the postman. Sorry. I mean the postman. Yes. Sorry. So the request is of type post, right? Because I'm creating a new product, and the endpoint would be, say, localhost 3000 / products. So I will use this endpoint to create a new product. Okay. So here what I will do. So I am defining the same endpoint here. Fine. So here we will create a new product. So I would say var product equals new. So I would use this model name called product, new product. So this would initialize a new product. a skeleton of the schema that we have created. Okay, so we will get the skeleton inside this product variable. Okay, so now the next thing is that we have to assign the values to it. So what values it requires? It demands the name, description, MRP price, sell price, current stock, in stock. These properties is something that we have to pass it here. So to do that, we can pass a product.name equals. So how we will get our name from the product? So how will we will get the, I will get it from the request. So we are sending the request from the postman file, right? So from the postman we are sending it. So to do that, okay, so we will send it inside as a JSON format. So we will use JSON format. So here we will send it like something like, say, product name is, say, uh, iPhone 13, right? So we will send it like that. So is it clearly visible to all of you? So we will send it like, say, product name is iPhone 13. Okay, so how we will get that inside this endpoint? We will get it through this request variable that they have given. So I would use like request dot, inside this request body I'm sending. So inside this request body I have this name attribute, right? So I will type it like request dot body dot name. So means from the request body I would set the product's name. Okay, so similarly I would get products description from the request, same, the request body. So similarly I will just copy this thing. So I would get MRP price. Similarly I would get the sell price. Similarly I would get the current stock. What is the current stock? Fine. So I got these values from the request body. So similarly we would set the request body here in the postman. Okay, so name is defined, then we will define the product description. So new iPhone with A15 chip, right? This is the description that I have given. Okay, I have missed one comma here. Fine. So after description, it demands a MRP price. What is MRP price? MC MRP price is 1,50,000. Fine. So then it is a sell price. So now say Flipkart is giving a deal and it is available at 99,000. Fine. And what is the current stock? So let's, they have 100 piece of stock here in their inventory. So this is a request body, right? So if I would send this request right now, it will give me some certain errors, right? Because I have not defined anything here. So how this, so this request would go, so it will take some time because I have not defined, so I have not responded anything from this request. Okay, to do that, what we will do is that our product is ready. So here we will use this product, and there is a save method that the Mongoose has given to us in order to check whether our product is saved or not. Okay, so here inside this save method, again we have a callback function. This callback function gives us two things. First thing is the error. It gives us access to error. So whether during the saving process in the database we are facing any error or not. Okay, and the second thing is that the second argument is the second the thing that they gives is the saved the product or the new record that got created in database. Okay, these are the two things that they give. So now I would say if there is any error, then there is no meaning to process the request. So then you can respond with, so I would say response, you should respond with status say 500 and send an error, say unable to save product, right? If there is any error, then you send, so there we are unable to share the product, unable to save the product. If it is not, then you can do that something like response, in response you can give, say it is 200, status is 200, and I can send this saved product whatever I have received it from here, I can send it here. So save this endpoint. This is ready. So it takes some time to note it down. Our endpoint is almost ready to where we will create a new product, right? So I will again go back to my terminal. Here you'd see the server is running properly. Then I will go back to my Postman. I will send this request. Yes. So you can see a new record got created. So I got a new ID in my database. I got a new product. Product is coming. Description is coming properly. Sale price is coming. So that means the product got created properly in database. Okay. So next, if I have to list down all products, to do that, I would define another endpoint called app.get. So this would be a simple one. So I would define app.get. So the route would be same, say products. It will give me list of all products. Okay. So similar thing is something like it will give a function, and we have to define, so we will use this product model. So inside this product model, Mongoose gives us some sort of functions to find all products. We can make a query for find a specific product. To do that, we will use this find function that they have given. So you can go to the Mongoose website. So you can go to their website, Mongoose ODM. You can read their documentation. So they have given all of these things. So this is how you create a new schema. So they have given all of the guides. So you can go and check it out here. So I will use the find query that they have given in their library. So using the find query, I will find for all of the products in my system that I have in my database that I have. So I will find all products here. Okay, so to do that, they have given a find function. So this takes, first thing is the query parameter. So here I'm saying I'm not giving any query. You give me result for all of them, right? I want all of them, all of the results that I want, all of the records in the product model they have, I want them. Again, the first thing is the error, whether is there an error in processing the request, and then the second thing is the result, means where I will get list of all products. So similar thing we will do it here. So we will just saying if there is any error, then send unable to fetch products. If there is no error, then say send 200 with list of all products. Okay, so we will try this API here on the new tab. Say localhost. So first is the GET request, localhost 3000 products. If we send the request right now, would not get response. Okay, let's check whether there is an error. Okay, sorry, response. The server is fine, running properly. Now let's check with the request. Okay, again it is giving some sort of error here. Okay. It is doing a conflict here. Sorry, it would be response here. Yes. So now you can see this is giving a list of array with all products, right? Is it fine? So any confusion here till this part? Anyone has any confusion? So this I have created two endpoints. First is to create one product. Then there is a read operation to read all products. Then there should be another endpoint to get details of a specific product using the ID. Then there is an update API and delete API that you have to create. So there is a to-do for you. So till this part, if you have any confusion, then you can ask me on the chat, or I will proceed with the slide. If you have any confusion, then you can ask. So this is how you create your first API. So I have shown you how to create your first API, how to connect to the MongoDB database, how you can create a product, how you can uh, get the list of all products. Okay, so this was helpful for those who have not started with MongoDB. Okay, Mayank is saying, sir, provide today's recording today itself. It is hard to maintain same speed. Okay, fine, Mayank. So I will share the recording. So it takes some time to get the recording because I will get it maybe after 2-3 hours. And after that, I will do some basic editing. Then I will publish it. Maybe I will try it today or tomorrow morning. I will publish. Fine. So our API is ready, our first API. So it was helpful for those who are facing some sort of challenges to creating your for creating a first API. I think this would give you a head start from where you can start designing your own API. So first task is that you should define your data model. Then after defining the data model, you should start creating the first set of APIs. Okay, so you do this scratch version of APIs. Then after that I will show you, maybe in the next session I will show you how to structure your code. So means you can see in this a single file, uh, sorry, in this single file we are defining all of the routes here, because if we define all of the routes in this single server.js file, this file will become so huge it will be difficult to maintain. Okay, so how you can structure it properly inside the SRC directory, how can create separate routes file for that, I will share the details soon, maybe in the next session. But before that, there are some certain tasks that I have defined for all of you to do. First, those who are working on Flipkart clone, your task is to prepare your data model, right? So from the team boss, if you are listening it properly, then note down this task. You prepare your data model for your application. So you map down all the entities that your application can have. Then you write down the entities. Then after that, you define the relations between the entities. Once that is complete, you share the data model with us. Okay, we will validate the data model and we will get back to you if there is an issue. Okay, so once that part is done, second is that I have shared, I have shown all of you how to create a new Node.js application and how to create your first API, right? So write your crude API, means the create, read, update, delete API for products. Fine. Third thing is that you continue you work on designing the UI phase with basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So I would say do not waste much time in designing UI, because if you have some sort of idea, then it, because right now you are doing it with HTML, CSS. Okay, but whenever you will work with React, in that time you will use separate libraries like Material UI. So in that, so this effort that we will put here in designing the UI right now, it will go in vain. So I would suggest, if you have a basic setup homepage or something, you design that part only, that is fine. After that, you move on to data model part. And then, so first priority is creating the data model. Second priority is creating the crude API using the Node.js. Okay, so you share your Git repository. Okay, and another thing is that, so you share directly to the, so you do not publish in the channel or in the channel that you have created in the Discord. In Discord you directly share with your coach. Okay, so whoever coach you have, you directly share the repository URL with the coach, so they will review it. Okay, so it means you do a personal message in Discord to your coach, say I have contributed, I have created the crude API for this Node.js application. Okay, so this is the task for the team boss. Similar thing, similar task is for pharmacy clone. So those who are from the team Bhaba, it is for you. So again, the same set of tasks: prepare data model, then create crude API for your products API. So for pharmacy also similar thing, there is a product, means the medicine is there. So you create your first application there, you create your product APIs. Then you can continue your work on the UI, but that you can keep it in low priority for now. Third, for the Airbnb clone, so team Kalam, if you are listening, then again the same set of instructions: prepare a data model, then write crude API for the property model. Okay, so you define the property model, what are the entities the properties can have. Okay, so you go check and do research on the Airbnb, what are the properties, what are the entities the properties model you can see that they have. Okay, so you take a note for that, and you map your data model and create your first set of APIs. Okay, Same for co-win application, the team Dhawan, if you are listening. So data model, first priority, second priority is writing an API for the account. So when the account user registers with user, say user registered with mobile number, so you just create with that API first. Okay, so then we will move on to other APIs as well. And the last thing is team Raman. So working in, sorry, not the last, is they are working in Zomato clone. So you again prepare your data model for your whole entire application. Then you write a crude API for the restaurant. So restaurant you have, in restaurant you have a restaurant name, the location and all. So using that, you create your data model and create your first set of APIs. And similar thing for LinkedIn clone. So those who are from Team Saravai, so you prepare a data model and code API for the account. So your account have the email ID, the name, phone number, and whatever details you want to have, you can create your API using that. So do create your APIs. So this is your task for this week. Create your first set of APIs, create your data model. That is very important. So we will review your every task. So whatever you will do, and whenever your first set of API is ready, do remember, send the link of the GitHub repository in the to the course directly using the direct message option in the Discord. All right, so anyone has any question, you can quickly ask, or today we are end of the today's session, almost we are till the end. Anyone has any question, or you can raise the hand, or you can unmute yourself, or you can ask me on the chat, or I'm available on Discord. You can directly ask me. I'll answer your question. Fine. Okay, Mayank. So I will try to upload the recording today. So I will try to upload it, but I cannot promise. But by tomorrow morning, I will upload it. Okay. It depends on the time when I will get the recording back from the Zoom. So once I will get it, so after a few basic editing and basic cuts, I will upload it to the YouTube. Fine. So was the session helpful? Session was helpful for those who were stuck in the Node.js and MongoDB? Yes. Okay, great. So that is it. So okay, fine. So okay, great then. So we will see all of you in the next quiz session. Thank you everyone for joining the session. I will see you there on the quiz session that we will hold on the Thursday. Fine. Fine. Okay. So Mayank is saying, sir, we created the connection as well. Yes, we created the connection. That's why from the database only we're getting the ID. Okay. Yes, we have created the connection. So that's it. This is it. So I will share the recording. You can check it from there. Okay. Bye-bye.